This is Birdy. He doesn't just fly. Oh no, he scrolls. Birdy can scroll through BeakTok for countless hours on the toilet. Birdy can binge-watch an entire Nestflix season in one sitting. Birdy can lay in bed for hours, too lazy to move even a feather. Birdy tells himself, just 5 minutes. 3 hours later, he's watching ASMR videos of other birds eating worms. But if Birdy decides to sit down and study, he starts to feel as if he's being punished. 5 minutes later, Birdy will start cleaning his nest, pretending that cleaning is productivity. Birdy knows deep down that things like studying and exercising would bring long-term rewards, but Birdy still prefers watching TV and social media. Birdy knows he's making bad decisions, yet somehow he keeps making them. But why? Why do some birdies wake up ready to tackle the hardest tasks, while this birdie would rather take another nap? Part 1. Dopamine. There's a small chemical in Birdy's brain called dopamine. People often call it the pleasure molecule, but that's not really its job. Dopamine is what makes Birdy's brain want things, like that one wiggly worm in the yard that instantly becomes Birdy's destiny. And that wanting is what gives Birdy the motivation to sprint outside and catch the worm in victory. Dopamine isn't about enjoying worms, it's about making Birdy want to chase them. Part 2. Dopamine tolerance. Birdy's brain runs on a system called homeostasis. It always tries to stay balanced. For example, too hot? Birdy sweats to cool down. Too cold? Birdy shivers to warm up. Same with dopamine. Birdy knows we live in a world full of bright colors, constant rewards, and every ding on your phone is basically the universe saying, "Hey, want to peck at this?" And of course, Birdy wants to, because dopamine isn't a happy chemical. It's an ooh, shiny chemical. When Birdy overloads his brain with video games, junk food, non-stop scrolling, the brain adjusts. It lowers its dopamine sensitivity, kind of like someone who needs stronger coffee just to feel awake. Now Birdy needs louder, brighter thrills just to feel normal. So when Birdy sits down to study and his brain compares, BeakTok, fireworks of dopamine. Textbook. One lonely sparkler. No wonder studying feels unbearable. His brain has shifted its expectations. This is called dopamine tolerance, and it explains why Birdy struggles with anything hard. Part 3. Dopamine Detox. Birdy reads about something called dopamine detox. Imagine this. Birdy feasts on flavored gummy worms at an all-you-can-eat buffet every single day. After a while, a plain worm starts to feel gross. But if Birdy gets stranded on a deserted island starving, that same plain worm suddenly tastes magical. That's the whole idea behind a detox. Take away the constant artificial candy worms so plain worms start feeling rewarding again. The goal isn't to torture Birdy, it's to reset Birdy's brain back, lower the tolerance, and make plain worms taste amazing again. Part 4. Work first, reward after. Birdy knows he can't detox forever. Worms are fun, after all. So he builds a system. Work first, reward after. If Birdy eats the candy worm first thing, like tweeting in bed, he can forget about getting any studying done. Instead, Birdy must flip the script. Work first, worm later. Example. 45 minutes of focused study earns Birdy 10 minutes of his favorite treat time, and after 6 hours of effort, Birdy gets 2 hours of guilt-free fun. The key. Birdy must never reward himself before the work. The worm only comes after. Part 5. 3 tricks to outsmart Birdy brain. With Birdy's dopamine freshly reset, he can use a few smart hacks to make work hurt less. 1. 2-minute theory. Birdy hates mountains, but one tiny step. That's fine. The trick. Just do 2 minutes. Once Birdy begins, momentum will carry him further. The 2-minute rule makes Birdy's good habits easier to start than to avoid. Birdy realized that less effort meant more consistency. 2. Instant worms. Birdy thrives on quick rewards. After completing a task, give him a mini worm. 1 page written. Enjoy a small treat. Finish a workout set. Eat a snack. Small wins keep Birdy pecking forward. 3. The Pomodoro technique. Birdy discovers working in 25-minute bursts instead of long stretches. Birdy sets a timer, begins writing with steady concentration. The timer dings, signaling a well-earned break. Birdy snacks on seeds, stretches, and flaps happily to recharge refreshed. He resets the timer and starts another focused session with renewed energy. Part 6. The choice of worms. At the end of the day, dopamine isn't the enemy. It's the reason Birdy builds, creates, and survives. The real question is, where does Birdy get his dopamine? From endless scrolling and sugary candy worm habits? Or from growth, learning, and real progress? Birdy doesn't enjoy hard things, but with a detox, smart rewards, and a few tricks, hard things stop feeling like torture. So the next time Birdy stares at a to-do list, Birdy remembers it's not about forcing discipline, it's about outsmarting Birdy brain. So if you ever feel like your brain's flapping too fast, take a note from Birdy. Unplug and unscroll. Let your brain rest its wings, because when the noise fades, you might just rediscover the joy of a single, perfect worm. The Birdy chirps. Thank you. Tap the like button and peck that subscribe button. It feeds the Birdy more worms, which feeds you more Birdy hugs.